Alrighty, we're gonna start making our way onto our mat. And we'll get started. We have 30 minutes of fun. So let's get ready to kick off our Friday morning. We're gonna start in child's pose today. So the knees are wide maybe, or they might be closed. And the hands are coming forward, that belly is coming down. Forehead might rest on the mat, or maybe it's a little lifted. It's still pretty early in the morning. And I want you to start focusing in on the breath, on your inhales and your exhales. Feeling that earth holding you beneath. Allow the breath to travel in through the nose, down the throat, the chest, into the belly. And as it reverses from the belly, chest, throat, and out through the nose. Keeping this breath going, knowing that you can always come back to at any point in time. Taking any rest or modifications as needed, keeping in mind this is your practice. Take what you want and leave what you don't want. We'll allow the hands to come to prayer. So the palms of the hands are meeting. If it feels comfortable to bend the elbows, thumbs going towards the nape of the neck, go ahead and allow that to happen. If not, you can just keep those hands, those arms forward as we set our intention for today's practice. Maybe there's something you're specifically wanting to work on this morning to kick off your weekend. Or maybe throughout this practice, you remind yourself that you can do hard things. Believing in yourself with each breath, each inhale and each exhale. And releasing your intention, whatever way feels most natural. The palms of the hands are grounding down onto the earth beneath you. And let's walk those hands on over towards the right. Gently guiding that left arm down and get that stretch underneath that left arm. Allowing the space to be created on the left side body. Feeling the lightness in the arms and the hands as you walk them to center and on over towards the left. Grounding down that right arm, that right hand to feel that stretch underneath the right side. Nice big inhales and exhales. Walking those hands to center. Now rolling on up into our tabletop, adjusting the knees, adjusting the hands, those hands underneath the shoulders, the knees underneath the hips, that spine is nice and long. Breathe. We're gonna find a few cat-cows together and then moving at your own breath pace. So let's let that heart shine forward, tailbone going up towards the sky. Push that ground away, curve the spine. One more step together before you move at your own breath pace, so opening up that heart. Exhale, push the ground away, curve the spine. Now welcoming in your breath, your movements. Maybe you find some movement side to side, forward and back. See what feels nice for your body for this morning. Each day it can look a little different. I just want you to go ahead and welcome that in, whatever that looks like today. Beginning to warm up that spine. Good. Meeting in that neutral tabletop after you've evened yourself out. Hands are pushing into the mat. Tuck the toes under, lift those hips up high, downward facing dog. Paddle out the feet, find some movement, getting that stretch behind the legs. This might be your first down dog of the morning. So take your time, be gentle with the body. Alrighty. Now find that stillness. Those hands are pushing away from the mat, engaging the shoulder blades. Hips are reaching up towards the sky. See if you can ease the heels down towards the mat. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Let's take a big bend in the knees. Start walking those feet up towards the top of the mat, forward fold. You can have a big bend in the knees. Again, it's still really early, the body's still waking up. Allowing that torso to be heavy. Maybe a little shake side to side feels nice. Let's inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, relax on over. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach up high. Exhale those hands down to heart center. We're gonna find 2 sun A's to just really get the body warmed up, and then we're gonna kick things up a notch. So let's inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive on over. Inhale, come up halfway. Let's plant the hands, step it on back, high plank. Coming down halfway, untuck the toes, open up the heart. You're pushing that ground away, maybe a little sway side to side. See if you can lift the legs off the mat. If they want to stay grounded, that's okay too. Push that ground away, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe. 2 big breaths here. Good, now bend the knees. Start making your way towards the top of the mat. Relaxing on over those legs. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, relax on over. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach up high. Exhale those hands down to heart center. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, hinging from those hips as you fold on over. Inhale, come up halfway. Let's plant the hands, step it on back, high plank. Rolling forward, come down halfway, keep everything hugged in. Untuck the toes, open up that heart, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Coming back to the breath. Those inhales and those exhales. Bend the knees, maybe the body's starting to warm up. You might be able to hop top of the mat. Come up halfway. Exhale, relax on over. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach up high. Exhale those hands down to heart center. We're adding on. Inhale those arms up overhead. Exhale, hinge on over. Come up halfway with that next breath. Plant the hands, maybe you hop it back this time. Move through your flow, meeting in our downward facing dog. Allowing the hips to reach up high, pushing that ground away. Nice big inhales and exhales. Starting to feel that heat build in the body. The toes will touch. That left foot stays grounded. Right leg is reaching up high. Breathe. As we exhale, we let that right knee find that right arm. Tap. Bring it back up. Knee to nose. Lift it up. Knee to left arm. Lift it up. One more set of taps. Knee to right arm. Breathe. If you want a little bit more, maybe you drop that knee down to the wrist. Lift it to the elbow. We're reaching up high. Knee to the nose. If you want a bit more, drop that knee down. Lift it up all the way. Knee to that left arm. Maybe it drops down. Lift it back up, and instead of letting that leg go back up, we're threading that right foot through. Right hand stays planted down as that left arm reaches up high. Breathe. Those hips are pushing up towards the sky. Nice big inhales and exhales here. If you want a little bit more and you're feeling pretty warmed up, maybe that right foot lifts. Stay connected with the breath, reminding yourselves that you can do hard things. Let's take an exhale, allow that left hand to come on down. We unthrow that foot, reach that right leg up high. Exhale, take a smooth step forward, low runner's lunge. Breathe. Maybe that heart shines forward, coming up onto those fingertips, getting a bit of a stretch in that front of that left hip. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Hips are going back a little bit to create that stability in that right leg, nice and strong. We're keeping ourselves grounded since we're still kind of discovering the movements and the motions, but those hands are planted in front of that right foot. Shifting that weight into that right leg, left leg becomes nice and light. Grounded warrior 3, breathe. Nice and long from the crown of the head to the left toes. Bend that right knee, allow the left toes to settle on back. Hands are planted, step that right foot back. High plank, but keep that right leg lifted. Let's come forward halfway. Or come forward, now come down halfway. Push it up. That right knee is coming to the nose. Step that foot in between those hands. Again, shifting that weight forward into that right foot. Lift on up, grounded warrior three. Bend that right knee, left toes are planting down. Step that right foot back, keep it hovering. Come down, come forward, come down halfway. Hold for three. Hold for two. Last one, open up that heart, up dog. With that next exhale, tuck the toes under, downward facing dog. Breathe, settle in here. Nice big inhales and exhales. Connecting with that breath. Alrighty, the toes will touch once more. The left leg reaching up high. Exhale, left knee, left arm. Lift it up. Knee to nose. Lift it up. Knee to right arm. Lift it up. One more set. Knee to left arm. Maybe it drops down to the wrist. Bring it to the elbow, all the way up. Knee to nose, drop it down, lift it up, all the way. Knee to right elbow, drop it down, lift it up, thread it through. Left hand down, right arm reaching up high. Option of keeping that left hand grounded, engaging our hip to lift that left leg up if you'd like. If not, keep it grounded. Hips are reaching up towards the sky. Whoop. Stay connected with the breath. Good. Right hand is coming on down. Unthread that foot, reach that left leg up high. Breathe. As you exhale, take a smooth step forward, low runner's lunge. Again, maybe shining that heart forward, seeing how that feels on the hips. Connect with the breath. The hips are going back. Shifting that weight to that left leg. Right toes become nice and light. Grounded warrior three. Bend that left knee. Right toes are coming down. Plant the hands. Left foot is reaching back. Three-legged plank. Come down halfway. Push up. Knee to nose. Step that foot forward. Up on those fingertips. Shift that weight forward. Grounded warrior three. Breathe. Bend that left knee, right toe stepping back, step that left foot back. Keeping that hover, shift that weight forward, come down, hold it for three. Hold it for two. Hold it for one, open up that heart, up dog. Nice big inhales and exhales. Exhaling, lifting those hips up high, downward facing dog. Settle in here, connecting with the breath. Knowing child's pose is always available at any point in time. We're gonna do that one more time, adding a little bit more before we cool down. Can you believe we're already halfway into our practice? Bend the knees. Step, jump, hop, top of the mat. Come up halfway. Exhale on over. Inhale all the way up to standing, reach up high. Exhale those hands down to heart center. Inhale those arms up. Exhale, hinge from those hips. Come up halfway. Plant the hands. Step, jump, hop it on back. Find your flow, meeting in our downward facing dog. Beautiful. Alrighty, so the toes are touching. Left foot stays grounded, right leg is reaching up high. We're moving a little quicker. That right knee finding that right arm. Lift it up. Knee to nose. Lift it up. Knee to left arm. Thread it through. Right hand planted, left arm up. Option of floating. Breathe. Exhaling that left hand on down. Unthread that foot back into your three-legged dog. Reach up high. Exhale, take that step forward, low runner's lunge. Big move now. So if you want to stay grounded, you can. Otherwise, we're lifting into that right leg, finding that full version of warrior three. Notice as that left hip is pushing down, nice and long from the crown of the head to the left toes. Hands at heart center, or maybe they're alongside the body, reaching forward or back. Bend that right knee, hands are coming down, left toes touching down, right foot stepping back. Three-legged plank, come down halfway, lift it up. Remembering we can do hard things, come down, lift up. Step that right foot in between those hands, lift back up, warrior three. Now listen up, we're stacking those hips, opening up into our half moon. If that right hand needs to come down, let it come down. Otherwise, maybe you challenge yourself, keeping that right hand floating. Bend that right knee, left toes are settling back, rising up, warrior two. Find those little adjustments. Soft gaze over those right fingers. And knowing we can do hard things. Feeling the strength in the body. Take an inhale in and an exhale out. Flip that right palm to the sky, exalting that warrior. Our next breath, we find our side angle, right arm onto that right leg. Left arm is reaching up and over. Nice and long with that length from the left fingers to the left toes. Grounding, pushing in that left foot. Nice and strong here. Breathe. Let's lift back up, exalting. And now straighten that right leg, sky archer. Arms are opening out, nice and long. Reach that right hand forward, left hip back. Right hand is coming down as that left arm reaches up high. Gaze can be up or down, whatever feels best for the neck. I want you to breathe. Feel that lengthening of that left side body as that spine is nice and long, getting this yummy stretch. Heart is open. All right, we're letting that left hand come to the left hip. Bend that right knee, right hand is coming down in front of that right foot, back into that half moon. We're unwinding the way we came in. Left hand is coming down, shift the hips, grounded warrior three. Bend that right knee, left toes touching down, step that right foot back to meet the left, three-legged plank. Come forward, come down. For three, for two, you got this. Last one, open up that heart, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Settle in here, collect that breath. Maybe wipe off your sweat with your FaceSoft Towel. We're almost done here. Nice and strong with those breaths. Alrighty, the toes are touching. That left leg is reaching up high. Breathe. Left knee, left elbow. Lift it up. Knee to nose. Lift it up. Knee to right arm, thread that foot on through. Left hand down, right arm up. Breathe. Hips are pushing up. Again, maybe that left foot floats. Exhaling that right hand on down, unthrow that foot, you reach up high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, you take a smooth step forward, low runner's lunge. Again, we're finding that really big move, finding that strength in that left leg as we come up into our warrior three. Breathe. Feel that lengthening of the spine, almost like if somebody's pulling you from both ends, but also has a string behind the heart, lifting that heart up from behind the back. Good. Bend that left knee, right toes are touching on down, hands are planted, step that left foot back, come down halfway, push it up, knee to nose, plant that foot, lift it up once more. Let's open up those hips, half moon. Again, maybe you keep the fingers floating. Maybe that's not happening today and you ground them down. Each side's a little different. Allow yourself that permission to find what works best on this side. Bend that left knee, right foot is stealing on down. Opening up, warrior two. Find those little adjustments. Settle in, nice and strong. Keep a steady gaze over those left fingers. Flipping that left palm to the sky, exhale that warrior. Our next breath, we find our side angle, left arm onto that left leg, right arm reaching up and over. Feeling that length from those right fingers to the right toes. Shoulders are open. Breathe. Let's lift back up, sky archer, straightening that left leg. Alrighty, reach those arms long, left hand reaching forward, right hip pushing back. Allow that left hand to fall down as that right arm reaches up high. Strong and steady here. We pull in and shine bright. Remembering our strength, remembering our power, and that we can do hard things. Alrighty, that right hand comes to the hip, bend that left knee, left hand coming in front of that left foot. Rise on up, half moon once more. Maybe that right arm reaches high. Again, we're only here for like about a breath. Exhale that right hand on down. Shift those hips, grounded warrior three. Bend that left knee, right toes are settling back. Left foot reaching back. Move forward. Come down halfway. Hold it for three. For two. Open up that heart. Up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Great job, you guys. The toes will stay touching. That right leg is reaching up high. Allowing that right knee to find that right arm. Now allow that shin to come on down. We're setting up for a pigeon, getting ready to cool on down. Now if you know this pigeon doesn't suit you, I want you to roll on over to your bum. That right ankle is crossing above that left knee. And you can find this pigeon on your back, interlacing behind that left leg, okay? But seeing what version works best for you as you're able to settle in, whether it's up or down. Connecting with the breath, maybe wiping off the sweat, seeing if the corners of the mouth lift a bit. We'll be here just for a few breaths. Allowing that heart rate to slow down. Alrighty, let's lift that torso on up. If you're on your back, you're gonna stay on your back. And I'll show you where we're going. So if you are forward like so, you're gonna lift that torso on up, rolling onto that right outer hip, allowing that left leg to come up and around. I'll face this way so you can see a bit better. If you're on your back, you're gonna roll forward, left leg extended out, right foot is tucking in, our little seated tree. Left toes are flexed, turning that torso on over towards that left leg. Allow the spine to lengthen. Inhale those arms on up. And hinging from those hips as we fold on over, reaching for those left toes. Whether you touch the toes or not, doesn't matter. I just want you to feel the stretch behind that left leg, and then you might even feel it on that low back on that right side. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Two more breaths. Good, let's lift on up. Now nothing fancy, we're just gonna let that left leg come forward, roll onto that left outer hip as that right leg reaches on back. So again, if this side, maybe that knee doesn't like being in this position, go ahead and come onto your back. Left leg forward, or again, right foot planted, left ankle crossing above, you're on your back, interlacing behind that right leg, okay? We're gonna stay here for a few breaths, breathing into the hip, seeing if you can guide the breath to the hips. Sometimes we hold a lot of tension in the hips. So being gentle with the breath as we guide it to those tight spaces. Two more breaths here. Seeing if you're able to welcome a little bit more ease with each breath. Good. Now if you're forward, you're gonna lift on up. Come onto that left outer hip as that right leg comes up and around. Finding your seated tree. If you're on your back, you're gonna come on forward. Right leg extended, left foot tucking in. That spine is nice and long. Turn that torso on over towards that right leg. Those right toes are flexed to reach those arms up high. Hinge from those hips as you fold on over. Nice big inhales and exhales here. Maybe you notice the difference between the two sides. You're able to find a little bit more ease on one side and then the other. Two more breaths. Good. Lifting that torso on up. We're just going to extend those legs forward. Maybe you give them a little wiggle. Now allowing the spine to lengthen. Tuck that chin in just a hair. Maybe those arms reach forward towards the toes. Keep the heels grounded as you make your way down onto your back. Nice and slowly, nice and gently, until you make your way down. We'll allow the arms to lengthen once the shoulders touch down. Bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. If a twist feels nice, allowing the knees to fall to one side and then the opposite side, maybe you do that. Maybe a happy baby feels nice. Grabbing the outer parts of the feet, opening up the legs, guiding the knees down towards the earth. Or if you want to find any final movements that your body's needing, it doesn't even have to have a name, but just get those wiggles out of the body so you can settle into that final pose, that resting pose, that Shavasana. Or if you're ready to get a head start there, allow yourself to lengthen out. You're exploring for 2 breaths before we all meet in that Shavasana. Patiently beginning to make your way into that final resting pose, allowing the body to lengthen. If you have some back discomfort, maybe you keep the knees bent instead, feet grounded, okay? But allowing the muscles to soften. Releasing any extra tension, any extra effort you might still be holding on to. Allowing yourself to completely and fully let go. We'll be here for 3 breaths. If you have time for a longer Shavasana, I welcome you to embrace that and find that. Otherwise, we're going to start bringing some awareness back into the body, beginning to wiggle the fingers and the toes, bringing awareness to the space around us as we find bigger movements, bigger breaths. We'll lengthen the body long, reaching behind and forward. Nice big body stretch. And then with our next breath, we'll let the knees come into the chest, giving ourselves a nice big hug. Gently falling on over either to the right or the left side. And then making our way up to a comfortable seated position. Maybe the eyes are closed or soft, whatever feels most comfortable for you. But finding that easy seated position as the shoulders drift away from the ears. We'll allow the hands to come to heart center, thumbs pushing towards the heart as we bow our head in gratitude. Grateful for this day, for this breath, for this beautiful life that we're given. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and your Friday morning with me. The light, the love, and the spirit in me humbly bows to the light, the love, and spirit in you. Namaste. Thank you, friends. I hope you enjoyed. Remember, you can always grab one of these awesome FaceSoft towels. They come in handy. See, I look pretty dry. You can use my code Fatima20 and you get 20% off. Thank you again so much for joining. It was so fun. Thank you, Rebecca. That's so sweet of you to say. All right, until next time. Bye, guys.